Hey, gals and guys, it's Christopher Mosier from MyMediaHelper.com. And this time out, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a domain for Microsoft Office 365. And then we're going to create email accounts for them, or an email account. A lot of this is going to be hypothetical to the fact that I only have one license. And it's my main license that I use for my Office 365. And I'm not going to create any new licenses, but I'm going to show you enough to get to the point where you can create email accounts for your individual employees or individuals, depending on what your situation is. If you're a business, or I don't know, if you're a family and you just want emails with a domain for some reason. But whatever the case may be, we're going to set that up. We're going to set up emails. We're going to take a look at teams. And so people have their own names for their teams. Maybe your family teams each other. I don't know. That sounds naughty. Maybe you team each other. I don't know. But that's what we're going to set up. So we're going to start with Office 365. And I'm just going to put in Office 365. And we're going to start with subscriptions. I'm assuming most of you already have a subscription or you wouldn't be in this video in the first place. But just in case you do not have a subscription, I'm going to show you the plans and the plan that I subscribe to really quickly here. So as you saw, I just did this link will be in the description. I just did a quick search for Office 365. And well, let's see the plans and the pricing. I'm not going to get into the family plans. I'm a family of one. It's just me, myself, and I. That's so sad. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I could die. So this is for home and your family, and that's fine if that's your case. But I'm going to go to business, and this is the plan that I purchase. It's $6 a month. It's actually $6.48 after taxes. So it's economical for me and my needs, and I use the shit out of it. Let me tell you, I use this every day. These are just some of the apps you get. I'll show them all to you. You get more apps than that. So I don't know if I have to show you how to buy stuff. I think you've bought stuff online, and then you can just choose what you want on there and go next. Oop, no, I don't need help. And then you put in your email. I'll put contact at mymediahelper.com because that's my domain name and my main email address. And you can sign in. It's going to be for a year. It's $72, and then plus tax, and then so we'll sign in there. Then it should come to the purchasing screen, but I'm not going to do all that. I just want to get you to this point. All right, so this is where you're at, and then you just place your order. There it is right there, $6.48 for the month. All right, so that's the plan that I have, and I'm assuming, like I said, you already have your plans. So let's get into Office 365. I'm just going to put in Office 365 at the top here. And then we'll put our login, get to our login. And then it's going to come up with your login. Obviously, you put your email in, and then you put your whatever password you came up with. Not too incredibly hard. Then if you go over here, here's some of your apps that you have. You can go more apps. And then on this page, it will show you all the apps that you can utilize. All the ones that I need and more. Because again, it's just me, and I'm a little business. All right, I'm going to concentrate on this admin right here. And then I'm going to show all. And what we're going to do is settings and domains. Okay, and we're going to add a domain. So the domain that we're going to add today is going to be one of my websites here, to be or not to be. It used to be a T site. Now it's a what is today site. So each day it tells you what's going on. Like the 14th was Ferris Wheel Day, and it was Valentine's Day. So that's the site that I'm going to utilize today. All right, so let's go back, and we're going to add a domain. As you can see, my main domain is already added on here, and my main email account is already added on there. Let's get rid of Edge. Don't need this. So let's go back. We're going to add a domain, and then the domain is going to be Obviously, you have to purchase a domain. There's several oodles and oodles of services out there where you can purchase a domain. And then you can go here. So that's going to be my domain. I don't need this slash. And do I need the HTTPS? Or is it going to do that for me? I don't really need that, do I? Let me go back and see if... No, I don't want that at all. So I'll go back to this. And I don't want that HTTPS in there. There. Oops, I hit the print button by mistake. All right, so this is the domain I'm going to use to be or not to be. And we will hit next. No thanks, don't need help there. So we want to add, next is adding information to your DNS. So let's see, before we get set up, we need to sign into your domain host and verify that you own the domain. Add a text record to the domain's DNS. Okay, let's do that. So let's go next. We detected your DNS hosting provider is HostMonster. I think what that did is drew from, I'm pretty confident it drew from my other service, My Media Helper, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So it's correct. I might have put that in before, but here's all the different ones that you can put in there. So they're right. It is HostMonster. There's HostGator, there's Bluehost, there's GoDaddy. So I'm not going to put other. So that's correct. So as long as we're talking about HostMonster, let's get into HostMonster. There's my HostMonster login. And you can get into yours either if you have a service where you have websites. You might not even have a website. You might just have a domain name, which is fine. So I'm going to get into this. So wherever your domain name is sitting, whatever service your domain name is sitting, you want to get into that. All right, so I'm signing into that. Here's my domain. I'm going to go to my domains in this case. And then I'm going to go down where it's to be or not to be. I'm going to manage that. And then I'm going to go to DNS. That's where we want to be. And then we'll go to our next step. Text value. Skip if not supported by provider. Text value. TTL. Go to your domain's registered DNS hosting provider. Go to DNS management page for, okay, and add a TXT record that uses the value below. So let's do that. So we want to go to text. We'll scroll down to this text area, and then we will add a record. Okay, so as you see here, the name is just going to be the @ symbol. And we'll put that in there. And then this is going to be the text value. So we'll do that. Put the value in here. And I'm just going to put for the TTL just 4 hours, just the standard. They're all 4 hours. And I'm just going to put that in there. We'll save it. And this is going to verify that I do indeed, see, 3600 or your provider default, which is this 4 hours. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to verify. It's just verifying that I own indeed the domain. So we'll let that spin a minute. So we didn't detect that you added this record to be or not to be. Make sure the record you created at your host exactly matches the record shown here. If it does not, please wait for our system to detect it. This usually takes about 10 minutes. So I'll edit a little bit and I'll come back and I'll refresh and it should be fine by then. All right, so now you can see that error message is gone. It took about 10 minutes for that to verify that the site was mine, putting in that DNS record. Now we got to put in these to their proper places. So let's start with CNAME record. Now I put these in already, and just let me show you. Let me show you something. Go back. I'm going to go back to domains. So I did go through the whole process, and I did have some hiccups. So I want to explain the process to you with the hiccups I had and the resolution that I had to that fact. So for you, you're still in the process. You just went through and you just verified that that's your site by putting in the record in your DNS. So that was in your text. I do believe I still have it in there. And there it is right there. So that was to prove that the site was yours, to prove to Microsoft that's your site. So that's what we just initially did. We got that error. I went to a cut, and then I waited 10 minutes, and then I got this, and the error was gone. I refreshed, and the error was gone. So the next step is to put these DNS records in here. So we'll go to MX records. And you can find MX records, and there's only one here. I'm just going to go into edit and just show you exactly what I put in. So the host record is going to be right here. So that's host name is host record. I don't know why this says record. That's what it's expected to be in there. Record, record. Don't put in expected. Put in put in the at. I don't know why they. It's kind of I don't know. I guess it can be confusing to the layman. All right, and then next I put in exactly what this is. So you're going to just copy this. You're going to put that under points 2, and then your TTL is going to be default. And it says 1 hour here, but that's okay. It can be the default for it depends. I mean, right on your service, my default is 4 hours, so that's what I left it at. It worked fine, and your priority is 0. As you see right here, there's your priority. Okay, so I did come up with the next one's CNAME, and I did come up with an issue with CNAME. So let's go to CNAME. And again, you're going to add a record. In your case, you're just going to add a record and then put in the information. My record's already been added. So here's Autodiscover. Let me get into this edit here. So you can put in Autodiscover as your host name right there. And then you put in Autodiscover Outlook, which is going to be right there. And your TTL is default. Now, I kept getting an error on this, and I had no idea why when I was trying to put in this record. What happened was up here in the A section had an Autodiscover also. So what I did is I deleted the Autodiscover that was in this A record, this main record here. And once I deleted that, I went down and saved this again, and the error message was gone. It went through without a problem. So that's the fix for that. If you are getting an error when you're doing your CNAME, go up to your A and just see if there's an Autodiscover. All right, and then if there is, just delete it. It's not going to hurt anything. All right, so there's that one. And the last one is TXT record. So we'll go down to that one, and that's going to be this one right here. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. Oops. And we'll go into this one. Protect Outlook. Yeah, there it is right there. So same deal. You just follow what's there. There's your text name. That's the @ symbol. Oops, get rid of that. And then this long baby right here. Just paste it in your text value, TXT value, I should say. And then the default, whatever your TTL is. It says an hour here, but I just left it at default because as you see, you don't have an hour. It only goes 4, 8, 12, 1 day, 7 days. So I just left it at the default there. And then, of course, each time you're making a record, you're saving. I'm going to cancel out of there because I already did that. And once you do that, you can continue. So I was getting error messages on 2 of them. So let me go back. And the reason I was getting error message on them is because I was not patient. I needed to be patient. Let me go back. So this one I was getting, it was showing me that what I put in was wrong, even though what I put in was right. I double checked it, triple checked it. No, it's right. It's right. I'm still getting an error. And then right here on this one, I double checked it, triple checked it. I'm still getting an error. It will say expected, and then underneath it will say something to the effect what's there, and it will show you what's there. But that's not the case. So my point is, if you're getting errors after you just entered this into DNS, you need to be patient. So I was not patient. So I farted around with it for half an hour to an hour. And then finally I had to go someplace. I left it alone. I came back in 2-3 hours and it was completed. So give it time, give it a couple hours, give it 3 hours, give it 24 hours if you have to, as long as you're really sure that the fields that you put in are 100% correct. Give the DNS time to update. And I'm sure it has to do with your service too. I'm sure it's different for different services. Okay. And then if I continue, it goes through. Okay. Was that easy to add your domain? It wasn't terrible. Okay, so I'm going to add another one, but this time what we're going to do with this one is change the name servers this time. So this is a different way to do this, and I'm going to use a different website. So I'm going to go to my domains. I'm going to go to Making Comics Studios this time. And I'm going to bring up Making Comics Studios. Making Mass Mutual? No. No, not Match. Making Comics Studios. Okay. This is an old domain that I brought back to life earlier today, just for this example. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this because we're going to do a new domain. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to take this out, just like we did before, right? Take that out. Yeah, I'm going to use that domain. And then this time, text record. If you can't add text files to domain website. No, I don't want to add text record. Oh, I got to do the text record first. That's right. So what we need to do is put this in your text field. So let's go here. We'll go to DNS. Go to our text field. And we'll put in our host record. And then we'll go back and we'll grab this. And this is just to prove that we own the site, to show Microsoft that yeah, that's our stuff. It's going to go to default. And then we save it here. What's going on? Improper format. Probably because I cut and pasted. That's why. All right, and then we'll save. All right. So there it is right there. And we'll go here. I'll probably get that same error message because it's not going to be that quick. I don't think it's going to be that quick. Maybe it will surprise me. Oh, wow. See, before it took about 10 minutes. This time it hardly took any time. So I don't know. It's going to be different each time, I suppose. That was instantaneous. I wasn't expecting that. And then let's see here. I want to do domain connect. I want to do it by advanced options. Let's see if I can continue. There. So this is what I was getting before when I was telling you on the last domain. This is exactly what I was getting. It was telling me it was incorrect. And it's just I wasn't waiting long enough last time. So these are the errors. This is a good example to come here and do that. So I'm going to go back, use this domain. Learn about DNS records, more options. Set up online service for me. Update your domain's name servers. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. So instead of adding the DNS records, I'm going to change the server name. The name servers, I'm sorry. All right, we just got to load. And then Exchange. Choose your online service. Don't add these DNS records if you need custom DNS. I'm going to continue. Okay. So I want to import DNS records. So I'm going to hit this. Go DNS hosting provider to find current website records. We detect DNS hosting. Is this it? I'm trying to see. No, that's not it. Let's go here. Import DNS records. And I think this is the option. And then it gives you the name servers to put in. Probably your best option is to go in and manually do your DNS changes, but I just wanted to show you this option as well. Once they decide to load. Okay, so it's just showing all the tables that are in my account. All right, so here's the name servers here. So just simply go up to these name servers on your hosting site. You're going to edit these. I'm going to do custom. And then just one at a time. Just grab. And I can always go back and put the servers back to the way they were and do it manually, which is probably, that would be my choice. I just wanted to, like I said, I just wanted to show you this way, just to show you that it does work. All right. Put that server in there, and then we'll save. So I don't know if it's going to go as quick as it went before, but let's see here. Might have to edit. Yeah, continue. So I'm going to make this edit, and then we'll be right back. So I did make my edit, grabbed myself a little coffee, some 12:45 a.m. coffee, and we're all good now. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's as expected. It's exactly what it's expected to be. So we'll just go next, and then we're finished. So we're done with that. So there we go. Or actually, there we go, makingcomicstudios.com. So you can go home, add a user, and then you can put it in makingstudios.com, makingcomicstudios.com. We'll just say Jane Doe. Jane Doe. And display name will be Jane Doe. Automatically create a password, or we can put a password in there. Just automatically require this user to change their password when they first sign in. It doesn't matter because I'm going to delete this anyways, but that's up to you. We can save that. And by additional license for you, you're out of license. So you'd have to get another license for this individual. I only have the one license for myself. So more than likely, if you're a business, you're going to need licenses for each individual there. Oh, buy another license. $6 per month for another license, but we're not going to do that. And there's Jane Doe. So if we close and we go to users, active users, there's Jane Doe, and or Jane Doe. Okay, I must have forgot the E. Is that what I forgot? Doe. Yeah, I guess so. So, anyways, you get the gist, and then that's all their permissions that they have right there, their licenses, I should say, except for they don't have an email license. Maybe they do. Maybe I accidentally purchased one. Did I? I don't think so. Yeah, doesn't matter. I don't have an email saying that I got one. Anyways, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, the way we did it the first time. So we're going to do that one more time again. So I am going to edit here. And I'm going to get rid of that server. I'm going to get rid of that server. And I'm just going to put my old servers back in there. So it's a good idea maybe to, if you're going to change the servers, just put the information on a notepad like I did. All right. And then what I'm going to do is go back here to domains. I'm going to delete this domain. Automatically remove. And while that's doing that, I'm just going to grab this so I have it handy. All right. Domain removal in progress. All right, so once that's gone, we'll continue. All right, so it's gone. It took about, it took about 5 minutes, I would say. It took me 5 minutes to do my edit. All right, so we're going to add the DNS manually this time, and the same hiccups that we had before, we won't have now that we kind of ironed them out. So I'm going to use this domain. So it's basically we're doing the same thing we did the first time out. Hopefully with less hiccups. So once again, you want to go into your DNS of your domain, and we're using the Making Comic Studios. We're going to go to our text area here, add the record, paste that, and then grab this, and then paste that, and then we're going to save. Okay, and we'll go back and hit verify. All right. And again, it's probably going to take 5-10 minutes. Oh, didn't even take that long. Took a blink of an eye. Look at that. I didn't even have time to get coffee. Damn it. All right, so let's go to the next one. All right, so we're doing it manually this time like we did before. So let's go to MX Records. And get this out of the way. I'm going to add our record. Priority is going to be 0. That's default anyways. Let's grab this. Actually, I can just hit this. Okay, points to that. And host record is name. And it's going to default to that 4 hours. All right, we'll save that. And then, all right, I was just checking something there because there's not an Autodiscover on this one, so I don't think we're going to have a problem with this one. So we're going to go to CNAME. I'm going to grab this. I don't know why I had it before, but I guess it doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to grab this, and then Autodiscover. Grab this, and then I'll just let that go to default. So that's what I was getting before. So is it right here? Or is there an Autodiscover? There it is right there. Okay. So this is what I was coming up against before last time that I was kind of scratching my head at. So what I did is just I removed this Autodiscover. And then I'll go back here, and then I'm going to save this, and the error won't pop up again. All right, and then we will go to txt, and we'll add that, and grab that. And I think it's just at, yep, it's the at symbol. And then we'll grab that. All right, so we got all our DNS server thingy dingies all configured. Now let's see if this goes fast or if it's going to take a bit. So we're going to continue. So that went right through without any errors. I don't know. I had errors before, did the same exact thing. It's just funky like that. All right. Oh, no, those are the errors right there. Okay, so those are the errors. So I'm going to have to wait a bit and for everything to update. And then once everything updates, then we'll come back and we'll continue. So on this, I am seeing some issues here. Only one MX record can have expected priority value, which the priority is 0, and so does this have 0. So we could just lift that, or we can just delete it, either or. What I would do is, if you ever delete anything, just take a screenshot of it, or just open a notepad and just put the information on a notepad and save it away for a rainy day. But I'm going to go ahead and go to MX records, and I can get rid of all that crap. So MX records. I'm not suggesting you do this, but I'm going to do it. So remove that. I'm going to remove this. And I have this video. If I need to go back, then I can just watch this video. And actually, I put that in wrong. I did that wrong. I got to go here. I deleted the wrong one, but that's all right. I'll just override this one and save it. Record bad. Okay. What's it say? Record had bad data. Update failed. I'm just going to remove it. I'm just going to add fresh. So that's that one. And then this one says, this one went through the CNAME record, as you see. You can only have one SPF record. So I'm just going to go to text. Oh, by the way, you can get rid of this once it's verified. You don't have to keep that. So I'm just going to remove that. It's just to verify that it's your site. And let me make sure I don't delete the wrong one this time. All right, I think it's that one. This is the Microsoft one, I do believe. Yep, Outlook. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one. Save that one. So cancel and remove. Confirm. Okie dokie. And then this one stays. And that should take care of the errors. So we'll run it again, and then we're probably still going to have to wait. Okay, so give it some time, and everything should come up. And now you can see here we're in the green, and this took about 6 hours, I would estimate, for it to finally go through. So we can go into manage. And then again, these are your records. Once again, I had to take the Autodiscover. I had to delete it from the A record in order for it to go through. And then everything else, that one's instantaneous. The CNAME was instantaneous almost. These two weren't. These are the ones that took the whole time, the 6 hours about. And I was up the whole time, so that's how I know how long it took. All right, we just fondle through it. I don't know if that's good terminology. We just process through it. And then we're done. All right, so then we go home. And we're going to add a user. And it's going to be Tony Stark. And it's going to be Tony.Stark at makingcomicsstudios.com. That's, oops, there you go. And you go next, and then give them all these license. And you can put the permissions in, and there you go. It's Tony Stark. Oops. Steal his password here. I'll have to change that once I do the video. And let's just put that there. And that's his username. I'll just put that here. And then let's bring them up in Teams. Just do that real quick, and then we'll call it a day for this particular video. So we'll close there. All right, so let's go to Teams. And of course, that's got to do that because it's always got to do that. And here I want to sign on to Teams. So that's my Microsoft profile. Create a team service management team for feature you want to call home. So user, manage users. And there's Tony Stark. Teams. So actually, I'm going to switch this. So sign out. And then we're going to put in Tony Stark. Didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. And I didn't want to do that. Okay, let's do this here. And then we got his password right here. Save that. So I put in to have the user change their password. So there's the current one. And then I'll put in the new one. So there is an option when you create a user to check. So they have to change their password when they first log in. So we'll sign in there with a new password. We'll update that. About Authenticator app. Okay, so what we can do now, so there's if you go to your Google Store or your Apple Store, we're going to download the Microsoft Authenticator. So let's just go to the store. You go to your store, and we'll do a search. And Put in Microsoft Authenticator. There it is right at the top. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. I actually want this one right here, the Microsoft Authenticator. My head's on top of it. I already installed it. That's why it says open. So just install that puppy. And once you install it, we're going to open it. And we're going to add our new person. And that is a work account for me anyways. I'm going to hit next on the computer. Set up your account. I'm going to hit next. And then I'm just going to use the scan QVC code. That's going to give me a link. Oop. All right, then we're going to hit next. And we're going to put in that number, 73. All right. And then we're approved. And then we're done with authenticating this user. And then we'll sign back in. Oh, I have to use the new password. Oops, I just dropped my phone. And then we update. And there's invalid privileges just to the fact that I only have one license, and that's for myself. So I'll just sign out. But that's how you would sign in for Teams. But what I'm going to sign into is the account that I have the license for, which is this one here. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. As long as you have a license for any of these individuals, you can get in. So we'll get in with this. I got my password. And enter code display. So I have to go to my authenticator, or I can sign in another way. I'm just going to sign in with my phone number in this particular case just to make life easier. But that's if you can go to your authenticator and get that as well. Go to Messenger, verification. Get that number. Oops. And then you're verifying. And then you're in Teams. Set alerts, got it. Well, you're not in Teams yet. Oops. It'll come up here. There we go. Get in the Teams app. Now I'm in Teams. And that's it. Chat away with whomever you're going to chat with. You can set up, I'll have to do separate tutorials setting up groups and things of that nature. It's not that hard, actually. You could probably figure it out. But hey, I do tutorials, so I guess I'll do that. All right, gals and guys, that's it. That's basically all I wanted to show you. If you made it through this video, God bless you. I know that's my videos. I just go straight forward. I don't really edit. I keep my mistakes in. It's just how I do my videos. They're not polished because I want you to see my mistakes, because you might have the same mistakes and you'd be like, well, how the hell did they do that? And in this case, you'll know how the hell I did that. All right, gals and guys, I hope that this helped you. Please subscribe and like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will see you next tutorial. All right, take care. Bye-bye.